Tryk ind på den midter.
Yeah, it's recording actually.
Oh, shit.
Bloggers.
Det var bare, ja.
Well, welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
So, today's topic is going to be a pretty heavy topic for some people. It's going to be about males' mental and emotional issues.
Straight up.
Because basically, from our perspective, how we grew up, I know a lot of men who has emotional issues and mental issues, and we don't really talk about it. We barely talk about men who has mental issues because men don't really speak about their emotions. And guys like us probably have some issues we haven't spoke about either. So, how do you deal with your emotions?
Me, I bury it deep inside. And then I lock that door and then I burn that shit.
He burns that shit. Alright, so.
But I think we all do that.
Yeah,
especially black males, because we usually don't talk about all this shit at home.
No.
And like from my perspective, like even my father, I knew that he was going through a lot of stuff, but he never talked about it. So when you see a strong man like that never talk about his emotions and what he's going through, you don't talk about your shit. So
just like you don't really want to speak about it.
yeah, like,
But it's like pretty damaging. I'm thinking like
it's more damaging than talking about it. But I think for me, talking about it, opening that door is just as damaging and as holding it in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like you're giving somebody the opportunity to hurt you.
Yeah, exactly. And opening, like when you open that door, all these emotions are gonna come out.
Yeah.
I don't want to cry, for real. Like I don't want to cry. I ain't about that crying.
Oh, bitch, let's be
Yeah,
straight.
exactly.
I cry a lot. Let's just be honest. He knows that I do. I'm really emotional, unstable. My childhood, my father always beated my ass for crying. Let's be honest. Let's just put it out there. I've been told that men don't cry, men don't show emotions, men are as cool as rocks. And I've dated multiple females where one of them complained that I never showed emotion. Then another one complained about I showed too much emotion. So if I open up to somebody, it's because I truly trust them. I feel comfortable around you to tell you I'm dealing with this. I'm like my glass, every issue I have, just water. And one moment I will just fill out and I will open up and I will cry. For example, I've dealt with depression in a lot of ways. I've tried to commit suicide multiple times, but I never tried it myself, to be honest, like stuff like that. And the only thing...
So like, how did you try to commit suicide?
Well, I tried to drown myself. I can't swim for shit. But I think it was like back in 2014, 15... 2014, the New Year's Eve to 15, my dad and my mom really knows me how to push my buttons, especially my father, but my father never been true to my heart. My mom always been the person in my life. I never really been close to my father issues. But my dad said something New Year's Eve that pushed me, but he never did something really bad.
Yeah.
But then my mom said something that hit me truly to my heart. Resty said something like, "You are a burden to this family, your father is right." And having parents who's like strict at you kind of make you, tough, make you have a hard skin. But my mom's, when she said that I was a burden and my dad was right, all that shit just collapsed. Like, I felt like I shouldn't be here. Yeah. So, being 17, 18, hella emotional unstable, I chose to try to clean myself in the bathroom, trying to stick my head out of the water. And at the moment, I had a girl named Louisa. Hey,
shout out to Louisa.
How you doing? What about your boyfriend? She was there. She was holding New Year's with my family, and she was in my bedroom. There's a wall between the bedroom and the bathroom, so she can hear if somebody's in the bathroom. And the thing we always used to do is like to hear if one of us was in the bathroom, we would knock at the wall, and the other person would knock back. So she knocked, I knocked back, and then she asked if I was okay. I didn't respond. I locked the door in the bathroom, opened the water, looked myself in the mirror. I can just see myself crying. I was like, alright, let me finish it. To make a long story short, I tried to put my head under the water, and I was there for like 10, 20 seconds, and I could feel like I couldn't get, breathe.
Yeah.
And just kept my head down there.
Shit.
And before I blacked out, Louisa, 17, 15-year-old girl, 16 years old girl at that time, broke down the bathroom door, pulled my head out of the water, cussed me the fuck out, and told me she loved me. And why I would even try to commit suicide when she loved me, and if her love wasn't enough. And that made me really like reconsider everything. She told me that I had a little sister to live for, that I may not be cool with my parents, but I had her, I had my sister, and I had my siblings. And I should be grateful for that, because most people don't really have that. And that's the thing, like, for me to have a mother just to say one thing to me, and that it would hit me so hard, just shows how insecure I really was. In my family, we didn't really speak about emotions. If you had a bad day, it's a bad day. If you had depression, black people don't have depression. It's a taboo, we really don't. Especially if you grew up in the church. If you have depression, it's the devil testing you. Pray to Jesus. Pray fast. That's the thing that heals everything, Jesus, So, when I was dealing with it, I couldn't really speak to nobody about it. My dad didn't even know I tried to commit suicide until last year when I cussed him out on a text message. How I told him I confronted him for all his bullshit, saying that he ran shit and that he's a disappointment of a father figure from my viewpoint. And I kind of felt like he did the entire family wrong, and I was disappointed at him. And obviously he never was my father. And that's actually like a gap that opened it all up. Like, as an emotional guy, like I pour out all my emotions on a text. And you know how African parents be. He said like, I was a disappointed man, blah blah blah. Your mom
Being a bitch, boy.
When he said that, and he said that my mom probably cheated on him, that I ain't his son and everything, like he trying to dishonor me. He said we call Africa, like make sure I don't get everything, when he dies. And I was like, cool.
That nigga gonna call Africa?
Yeah, I really wanted to dishonor me, and I said, cool, do it, because at the end of the day, you can never, on this knowledge, whatever it's called, to say I'm not your son. He knows that I'm his son. Whenever he sees that face, he'll remember I'm his son. I'm his firstborn. I'm that person that will live out the name. So, with that being like an emotional guy, I just felt like we should really speak about it, because I had a friend who sadly dealt with depression a lot, but he never talked to people about it. It was just that smiling, happy side, acting happy, because every group has that even though I'm down, I'm gonna be the clown and make sure we all good, we all happy, but we never really
try to be funny and shit.
And that's how I felt about you. You don't really speak about your emotions.
Nah, fuck that.
Marcus, are you okay?
Never. See, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real though, I'm dead inside. And I've been dead inside. But shit. Nah, for real though. But
we don't speak
we don't speak about it. But I think, like, for me, growing up with the friends I had, I think that the way we used to, like, deal with depression and all of those sorts of feelings, we used to do it through, like party, doing crime, doing drugs. I think that, like, for me at a young age, that's how I dealt with depression, and like that's how I locked like a lot of feelings deep down and never spoke about it, because we were like constantly high, constantly drunk, constantly just doing dumb shit. So like I would say that was like a way of escaping this world, escaping the things I had inside. And like to this day, like there's only a few people actually know me, like know the shit that I've been through, know how I feel inside. I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you. That's how fucked up a nigga is. But that's just like really, I don't even know what to say. Like, you want to speak about it, but you can't put words. Yeah, you can't put words in. You can't I don't even know how to express myself.
And I feel like that's the issue is because we should be at a young age. Like my biggest fear right now is that I know my sister, my younger sister, she's 10, she's the youngest in the family, that she would feel like if she has some issue, some love issue or some drama in class that she can't come to me or come to my parents. I remember like 2 years ago, she had like a little white guy calling her a nigger. And my mom said straight up to every white person saying that shit, we're gonna get your ass whooped.
You're going.
She called me crying. She was in school, I was at work. She called me crying, saying that somebody called her nigger. She didn't know how to handle it because, yeah, it's a word, but she knew the meaning behind the word, and she was like 8 at that moment.
Yeah.
And another kid, pushed her down. She never told my parents about it. She told me about it. She called me crying. When I got home, I asked her if she talked to my mom about it. She said no, she don't know how to talk to my mom about her emotions, but she calls me to talk about it. And I told her straight up that she shouldn't look at it as a negative way. She look at it like somebody trying to pull her down because she's a buck. And as you said, you didn't really know how to like express yourself. I don't know if it's a bad thing because I'm a waterfall. When I feel safe around somebody, I tell them everything, and that's a bad thing too. And as you, I have like one person who truly knows me, and that isn't even the good thing. Is I don't know if it's the right person who trust fully.
But at the end of the day, you never know like who's the right person, who's not, because you can feel like this is the right person right now, but then in 2 years, y'all don't even fuck with each other like that.
And that's the thing.
So that's the thing, like you never know who's the right person, but at the end of the day, it's like some people say it's just good to get that shit out. So if it's the right person right now, then just get that shit out.
Yeah. No,
I still wouldn't do it.
don't listen to him.
I still wouldn't do it. Some people, if I like you just said, if I really feel comfortable around you, I will tell you shit. I will tell you something. But if I don't, you ain't never gonna know me, like fully know me. You're just gonna know what I show you.
And that's the thing, is that it's like, as you say, it's like you're just gonna hide it or bury it under drugs, partying, or whatever. But I used to do that too. But for me, it just came to a point where all the partying, like I don't party that much anymore because I used to do that shit when I was hella young. At the age of 16, I used to get into clubs, and when I turned 18, that shit wasn't fun anymore. It didn't numb the pain. It didn't make me feel satisfied, and that's probably why I'm in such a rush to find a relationship. Let's be honest with that, because I feel like when I'm in a relationship, it's
That's not better.